I done found out how to love myself, and that's okay with me. Now I'm diplomatic status, baby, stay away from me. I done grew into my power, I do things you can't believe.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Airi J, and you are now tuned into Airi Speaks, the simplified version. So, I'm gonna be completely and wholeheartedly, glitch. I'm gonna be wholeheartedly and transparently honest. I do not have a show planned for today, but I knew I needed to drop something because the name of the game for me is to stay consistent. Not that consistency is hard for me in like everyday life, but when it comes to myself, it's a little hard for me to be consistent because I'm so consistent and I'm there for everyone else. So being there for me and doing the things that I want to do is kind of like a back burner type of thing, you know? But overall, I am trying really hard to stay on my P's and Q's when it comes to my show, when it comes to my podcast, period, just to be consistent. As long as I am posting, as long as I am dropping episodes, they don't always have to be an hour. I may not have an hour worth of to say. Like today, I don't even really have the time to record a show. But again, I just feel like the name of the game is to be consistent and to keep going. Because if I'm acclaimed to be the internet big sister to help steer people, why am I not posting? Because I don't have the time? That's an excuse. And that's one excuse of many that I have told myself as to why I even am basically 5 years late on starting my show back in the first place. I've been called to do my show. Been heard I should have been doing it. I have had gems for years to drop on people, to help somebody, and I've been stagnant because of myself. And let me tell you why. Because of this right here. And you know, hold on, give me a second. Boom. See it clearly? This right here. I put so much pressure on myself to be perfect when it just has to be. I put so much pressure on myself. I'm going to start at the perfect moment. There is no such thing as the perfect moment. Life has turned me every which way but loose for the past 5 years. Sorry about that. I had to. It be like that sometimes. But literally, the pressure to be perfect. And it wasn't up until maybe either a month ago, I believe it was a part of one of Pastor Mike Jr.'s, shout out to PMJ, Pastor Mike Jr.'s sermons. I was listening, and it was either he or his brother, Pastor D, that said it, and it Oh my God, he's awake. But like I was saying, PMJ and his bro, Pastor D, convicted me so much when they said this. They said that perfection is for God and excellence is for us. We have to strive for excellence. Thank you, Beanie. And this is why I said I didn't have time to start the show, because my mini is already up. Say Grand Rising. Grand Rising. No, okay. I had to give him the tablet, and then I had to give him the tablet and start his breakfast in order to be left alone, and he's still loud. Oh my gosh. But anywho, like I was saying, pressure is the reason why I've been feeling the way I've been feeling, why I've been feeling so inconsistent, and why the inconsistency is there, if I'm being honest. So going back to what PMJ and Pastor D was saying about, perfection versus excellence. It's much, now that I've switched the terms and switched to, striving for excellence over perfection, life has gotten a bit easier, like the pressure, it don't feel so heavy. It really don't. And now I will go ahead and let you know, perfection pressure is not the only pressure that I am currently dealing with. I am my biggest critic. When I say biggest critic, there is nobody that is going to judge me, critique me, tell me I fucked up harder than me. I kick my own so much. It's an ass whooping for sure. And the craziest part about me beating my own self up, whooping my own ass, is when I finally talk to my friends or someone else to gain counseling and clarity. They're like, Airi, why are you even beating yourself up about something like that? Because you're human. God forbid you can feel too, Airi. God forbid you can make mistakes too, bro. But that's how I was looking at it. That's how I was carrying myself. Have to be perfect. And not perfect in like the worldly sense, but perfect in my own eyes. Like, I shouldn't be falling for this because of this and that and this and that. And even more specific of a example, sometimes I feel like I'm too old for certain things. Would that be a good example? Finding it. Better example, story time is kind of tea, not really, but some of us have been there, some of us haven't. If you haven't, don't say nothing. If you have, you feel me. As you could tell by the beginning of the video or 3 minutes into the video, I am a parent. Even more specifically, I am a single mom. My co-parent just started acting right. Kudos to him. We're working on it. Great. But however, before we made it to this ever so great point and during my healing process, personally, I beat myself up for getting pregnant, 1 at 23 when I was really at the peak of my game. 2, I got pregnant by someone I wasn't going to marry or wasn't going to be with. Therefore, I helped create a broken home. And 3, at the time, I'm not gonna lie, I'm just gonna call a spade a spade. I considered the nigga a bum. So with that being said, in my head, I got pregnant by a bum that can't do, won't do, and I'm in this alone. Aside from society and, social media spreading their whole opinion and how, a child devalues a woman, and from that down to you're stupid, you opened your legs, like all of that plus my own inner shit. Like, that is what really did it for me. Because like I said, no one beat me up about that more than I did. My mindset was truly, I have to tell my father I'm pregnant before I'm getting married. And I know for a fact though, I'm not finna marry this man. We are not. No, I knew that. And I had to sit on that. Because I literally got sent back to my father barefoot and pregnant in my head. Plus, that is also what I was being fed. Manipulation and narcissism is real. I don't care what you're talking about. And it really might be a mental disorder at this point. It literally took my dad to tell me to let it go. That's not what happened. Because my dad, we sat there and we had that conversation from start to finish what our relationship was. And I told him pretty much borderline everything. And at the end of the conversation, he blessed me with knowing, like, Airi, it's good that you took accountability. You know what you did in the hand that you played, but it is not all your fault. That whole That whole tea time is a different story for a different day. They don't want me to get it out. The rest of that story is a different story for a different day, different tea time. I'll sip it with you later. But that is an example of how I beat myself up more than anything. So with that being said, that is pressure. I'm already a diamond. What am I adding more pressure for? I'm not trying to break. And that is where I really sank and sat after what I said. Because I truly realized, to my 27 to 30-year-olds with children, and I do mean young children, we are really the new adults. And I know I'm not the only person that puts that pressure on herself and himself to be the better parent, be a good parent, be a great mom, be a great dad. Don't be like our parents, don't be like the generations previous to us, because really, man, look, we're not even in that world no more. We are not in that world. We can't lean solely on their own advice because it don't stick. It doesn't work for today's world. So we're navigating, and that's pressure too. And I want to tell you, as the adult in the situation, we put the pressure on our children to be greater than us in a good way. We raise the pressure off of ourselves because we already made it and we're diamonds. We're not going to break. Let me take a minute. It's good? It got to be good. He coming. He got to be next to me. But let me take a second to tell you what I mean by good pressure on our kids. Now, for those of you that missed my first episode or may not know me personally, I'm an autism mom. And even more so specifically, my autistic kid is also epileptic. Let me break that down for you. My child that has a problem regulating his own emotions has seizures based off of temperature and emotional irregulation. Beautiful. Most of the frustration and anger and temperament for my beanie comes from him not being able to do something, being told no, or not being able to express himself. And it's really kind of mainly the expressing himself part. He gets super duper frustrated when he can't get it out because he is also considered nonverbal right now, which is cool. We have other ways of talking with our PEX board on the fridge. But even then, with all the pictures and things, I understand that a picture also don't always express what words can. So I know it's frustrating for him. He is in ABA therapy. He does has physical therapy, and we are on the waiting list for speech. So he has help, and help is underway. However, it still takes me to add pressure onto him to make sure he's buckling down and doing exactly what it is he needs to do to grow farther, because he needs discipline. Regardless, autism or not, he needs discipline, and he needs that added pressure. So I'm going to sit there and I'm going to make him do the things. Example, he is learning how to potty train. Full transparency moment, and I really don't care what nobody got to say in the comments. You can keep your comments to yourself. My baby is 5 years old and he still wears pull-ups. If you know what autism is, it's a cognitive delay. My baby learns differently and slowly. He's 5, looks 7, and acts as if he is 3.5 or 4. Right now, he is protesting the potty. And when I say protesting, my son has taught himself how to hold it. And when I say hold it, I mean hold it from lunch to dinner. My son will literally hold every bowel movement and tinkle in him until he gets home. And when I say the accidents happen so fast, we literally walk in the house, take our coats off, take our shoes off. You know, I'm the adult. I have to use the bathroom when I get home too. I'll be on the toilet and he will walk up to me with a wet ass. So much so that I got frustrated after I figured out. It took me 2-3 weeks to figure out he was even protesting the potty. So after my further deliberation, what did I do? I started making him sit on the pot as soon as we came in. And this is how that happened. Worked out, rather. I saw him on the pot for 5 minutes last night. As soon as we came in, he started crying. Every time I told him to sit down, tone never changing. Sit down. You're not done yet. You ain't went. You're fine. Calm down. The same speech over and over again as he is crying, being so dramatic on the toilet. And when I say dramatic, he called himself checking me. I had to show him who's boss real fast. Like, boy. But back to the lecture at hand. That is just one of the many ways I add pressure to my baby to just help him grow and help him get to it, because the world not going to do it for him. The world is not going to take it easy on him. He a black man in America. He don't look like it, but he is a black man in America, okay? And the last thing I want is for him to not know how, especially when it comes to regulating his emotions. Emotional intelligence is very high on my priority. Glitch. Emotional regulation is very high on my priority list to teach my son, because emotional intelligence as a whole is so important, especially for men. So I am starting early, if you really count this as early. But that is what I mean by adding good pressure to your kids. We all know what bad pressure is. I'm not finna sit here and lecture on that. I'm just giving examples of good pressure because some people need it. Now the other half, raising the pressure off of yourself as a parent. Like I told y'all, I am my biggest critic. My BS don't get past me, for sure. So one way I rate, oh, okay, again, they don't want me to get it out, because how did that happen? Anyway, one big thing I know that I do to raise the pressure off of myself is to reaccount my day. So personally, I get up anywhere between 4 and 5 in the morning, sometimes 3:30, but really between 4 and 5 a.m. on the daily basis, because I like to optimize my day. I be having a lot to do as it is, so I feel like I need more hours in the day, so I get up early. With that being said, around about 3:30, 4 o'clock, I literally start getting tired. Like, I want a nap, I want a snack, and I just want to go chill somewhere. But guess what? 9 times out of 10, 3:30, 4 o'clock, I'm either at work or just getting off work. Now, don't get me wrong. By that time, I be done earned my nap, for sure. But here it is, in my head, I'm telling myself, you got to keep going. You still got A, B, C, D, E, F, G to do. You not done. Your day not over. We just made it to the halfway point of the day. No, we just made it to the halfway point of everyone else's day. When my day started at 4 o'clock, 5 in the morning, that means that's a sermon hour. That's me listening to PMJ for an hour, one sermon every day. That's just something that I do to help keep my mind right. I do suggest it, but that to each his own. After I do my sermon, I check out and I go in this little area here. It's normally cleaner than that, but I'm doing laundry right now, so don't judge. I normally come out here and I do a 30-minute stair-stepper workout. It's finna get up to 45 minutes, because that 30-minute shit, I'm past that now. I'm getting used to it. But after my workout, I sit there, I get dressed, I eat a bowl of cereal, I get myself ready for the day, and then it's time to actually start the day. And personally, if it's still before 7:30 before I get dressed, but I do take my shower, we a little pendulum action never hurt anybody. A kiki. But say about 8 a.m., that's when I wake up Bean, get him ready, load up the car, start the car. It's winter, gotta let it run. We're out the door by 8:50, 9 a.m. He is dropped off at ABA by 9:30, and by 10 a.m. I am at work. Again, I get off at 4 o'clock. Bean gets picked up at 4:30. Then we don't get home until 5:30 due to traffic. By the time we get home, it is pitch black outside, and it is time to start getting ready for the next day. So that is bath time, bedtime, dinner time, dishes time. Anything I didn't do this morning has to get done that night. And maybe even including a couple of other chores I didn't plan on doing that day. But if I got the time and I got the energy, I'm going to fight through it. Now here it is by 8:30. I pass out in my bed while Bean is still awake sometimes, because my body done ran out of energy. I ran out of juice. The chakra is gone. And yet I'm still sitting here talking about, Airi, get up. You still got more stuff to do. Babe, at this point, I took a 30-minute nap, woke up. Put Bean in the bed, bedtime about 9 o'clock. I done took a nap, woke up, got my third wind at that point, because I done got my second wind already. By my third wind, I'm up trying to do more stuff while Bean's asleep, and then going to bed at possibly midnight and waking right back up at 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. And then if I don't get up at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning because I stayed up till midnight doing stuff when I should have been to sleep, I beat myself up even more for not waking up at 4 or 5 in the morning so I can do my daily activities. Airi, make it make sense. If any of that sounds like something that you deal with, something that you've been through, it even almost sounds a little bit like ADHD brain, but like in reverse maybe. But if anybody deals with that, I'm telling you, take the pressure off yourself. Raise the pressure off of you, Diamond. You were already a coal. The pressure that you have endured thus far is what turned you into a diamond. Any more pressure on top of the diamond that you have already been created and built to be, you're gonna crumble. What happens to a diamond after it's formed and more pressure is added? Exactly. All in all, I will leave you all with this. In today's analogy about pressure, our children are our coals. They need the pressure in order to be formed into a diamond. We are their diamonds. We are already formed. We don't need the added pressure. We just need that slight pressure to keep going. And then personally, baby, when you are pressure, what pressure must there be added? I'm just saying. Like, make it make sense. Personally, this is something that I am still actively working on, so please don't think me a hypocrite. I am working on not adding so much pressure to myself, taking some things off of my plate, not people pleasing, things like that. And perfect pressure, I'm taking that off of me too. It's a lot. To everyone, I say good day. Thank you for watching. This has been Airi Speaks. I am your host, Airi J. And before I leave for reals, I am going to leave you with the ABCs. Like I said, I'm going to do all the time. So A, aim for and go get it. Be better in your efforts to get it. C, claim it and conquer, because at the end of the day, you win it. One more time. A, aim for it and go get it. B, be better in your efforts to get it. C, claim it and conquer, because at the end of the day, you winning. Again, I am Airi J. This has been Airi Speaks, the simplified version. Please let me know if you like this better than the hour version. Shows are coming every 2 weeks, as I said previously, and the next show is going to be even better than this. I promise I'll put in a lot more effort, including into myself. It's just, again, consistency is the name of the game, and I'd rather stay consistent than fall off due to the pressure of it's not proper. So be cool, diamonds. Y'all got this.